There are no official figures, but we do know that the death toll is extraordinarily high.
Well, you know, for the Ukrainian people and for every Ukrainian single family, that's not the number. This is the soul, this is the heart, and this is the life of the human being. And our people, they are fighting like hell. And that's true that we lost Ukrainian heroes. On the other hand, Pentagon actually unfolded the number of Russians. The assumption of Pentagon is that Russia lost around 200,000, both dead and wounded. This is a huge number and a huge price for this unjust and unfair aggression led by Nazi-style leader Putin.
And many of your cities are still free. When you heard that Russian troops were coming across the border, when you heard the explosions, saw the explosions in the distance a year ago, would you have believed that your capital city would be free today?
Frankly speaking, you know what happened? A miracle. A miracle combined with the guts and stamina of Ukrainian people, with the leadership of the free world, I mean American Brits and the European Union. So it is important to believe and never give up. This is the reason why we will prevail.
But it has been a brutal year. We're probably looking at another brutal year. You're going to need all the help you can get, aren't you?
No doubt. And the quicker, the better. We need to get it on a fast track. You know, every single day we are losing Ukrainian soldiers, Ukrainian heroes, and in order to launch a large-scale counteroffensive against Russia, in order to reclaim the territory that was illegally occupied by Russians, we need a very strong, united support of the entire, not only Western world. Western world plays the pivotal role, but of the entire world. And yesterday, when in the UNGA, Ukraine actually grabbed 141 votes in the resolution that passed by the UN supporting Ukraine and actually condemning Russian invasion. That's a good sign.
Now, on that point, Joe Biden came here and he stood down there and he talked about the unshakable unity of the West. Do you think it will remain unshakable?
There is no other option on the table, as this is the challenge not only for Ukraine, and this war is more than about Ukraine. This war is against liberties, freedoms, against the free world, against the values of every single free country. So the only option we have is to stand united and to win united. And I do appreciate a narrative and the clear-cut message that everyone is to stand with Ukraine as long as it takes. May I add something?
Yeah.
As long as it takes for Ukraine to prevail. It sounds better.
It is easier, though, for an autocrat like Putin to prepare and build his country up for a long war and build his industry up for a long war. You're relying on the support of several different democracies with different issues, with different priorities, and that is not as easy.
But this is the wake-up call for the NATO and for the countries that you already actually named. This is a real wake-up call because, look, it's all about who is to win. Tyranny, dictators, or democracy and freedom. So in the Second World War, the free world faced practically the same challenges. But we managed to win the Second World War. And a new Nazi-style ruler, who is Putin, will definitely be defeated.
Look, I don't want to talk about failure on this day, but what are the consequences, do you think, of Ukraine not winning this war?
Here is the thing. I don't want even to elaborate on this. Because there is no other option for all of us to win this war. Otherwise, this world will be in a complete chaos, with the dictators and tyrants with an upper hand. So that's not an option, and let's discuss the way how the Russia is to be defeated, and how the global order is to be restored, and how the sanctions will be imposed, and how the Russia is to pay reparations, and how the International Criminal Tribunal is to be set in order to bring to justice those responsible for the war crimes. This is the right way to go.
Okay, well, listen, Mr. Yacenyuk, thank you very much for coming on the programme. Appreciate your time
Thank you.
On this day. And we're talking about